Hello, hello everyone. Happy Tuesday and welcome to Tea Time. I'm glad you're here today. I am Taylor. If you haven't joined me before, then welcome. Definitely leave me a comment. That's what we love to see around here. I love to have conversations with those of you that are joining in for the live. And even if you're watching on replay later, feel free to comment along or ask questions if you have them. I would love to hear from you. So let me take a minute here to say hello to some people as you're hopping on. And we have a busy day around here.
Woo!
I know.
Party!
There's a lot going on at Tailored Expressions. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot going on in our nation as well. So today is an important day for election, and I am not going to talk about politics today. We love to just craft around here, but I am going to just remind you all to get out there and vote today. I've been seeing the ad that talks about voter up. That's what it says, kind of like batter up, but voter up. So you guys, we are up today. Get out there, get your vote in. I know lots of you, I've heard from customers who help at the polling places as well. So thank you to all of you who are working hard to take all of the votes today. It was definitely busier on the roads today than normal.
Yes.
Getting to work. So I think lots of people were out and getting that vote cast. So hello, hello. Hi, Diana. Hello, Perry. Debbie's here. Hi, Mary. Good morning. Oh, Mary's on top of it this morning. She already got her vote in. Hello, Amy. We have Joan here. Farley, you voted already. Whitney's here today, if you didn't hear her. Hello, Gail, Kelly, and Mindy's here. And let's see, we've got Donna and Debbie. Awesome. Well, hello, Shelly as well, and Charmaine, and Marcia, and Gail, and Sharon. Awesome. I love seeing everywhere you guys are watching from, too. North Carolina, Nebraska, Florida, Louisiana, Minnesota, Michigan. I love it. I feel like I could sing the
Yes!
the USA song. Anybody with me? Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado,
Connecticut.
doo-doo-doo. Yes, I still remember that until I get up to like New York, New Mexico, and then the memory fails me. So at least the song part of it. So yes, hello, hello. Let's get to talking about something super fun that we have coming up next year. I know it feels weird to be talking about 2025 already, but we don't want you to miss this. This is one of the biggest things we put on at Tailored Expressions every year, and we always like to say, friends don't let friends miss Virtual Stamp Joy. So today we launched registration for our Virtual Stamp Joy event. It will be happening March 7 and 8, 2025. It is virtual, so even if you can't attend those dates, you will still get all of the materials and lives that you can watch on replay as many times as you want. If you register now, you're gonna save $30. That's our early bird pricing, and then that discount ends November 19th. So we want you to get signed up before then to make sure that you get access to that discount. So I know we have several people who have already said they're all signed up already. Raise your hand if you've already signed up for Virtual Stamp Joy. I know we did launch registration yesterday actually for our Rainbow Royalty loyalty tier. And so lots of you have already signed up there, and then it did launch this morning for everyone else at 9 o'clock. So tell me if you're in the comments and somebody's wondering, what's your favorite part of Virtual Stamp Joy? If you've attended before, leave a comment and let someone know what you love about Virtual Stamp Joy. I think it would really help. You know, I can stand here and talk about Virtual Stamp Joy and how amazing I think it is, but hearing from those of you who have experienced it before, I think is really what helps someone who's new and hasn't had the opportunity to join us before. So if you are new, Stamp Joy, in like a very succinct way, is 2 days of classes and craft along sessions. So you will get 2 classes filled with exclusive products, and we do those on Friday the 7th, and you get instruction from some of the best designers in the industry. You guys know Heather and Susan and Jill, and Jen Schultz has joined us in the past. So lots of TE design team members pop in and help us out with Stamp Joy Virtual and give you guys all of their best tips and tricks. And then on Saturday, we have 7 craft along sessions. Again, we give you more fun, exclusive products to use in those. We teach a different technique in each one, so you're learning lots of new things as well. So that is it. All together, we are doing this. One little change that we made this year, instead of adding the classes on separately, we want to make the experience the best for everyone. So we have made it one experience. You now get both classes and the Saturday craft along. It is one big 2-day event.
Woo!
So, I know.
And you get Whitney constantly cheering you on.
Yes, you get all of Whitney's eeks in the back. You also get to interact with our designers while they're here in our studio space, because we all come here to the Tailored Expressions building and we put on the live event here. So, you know, we're laughing and giggling and bantering and just having a really fun time. So that's one of the things that I've heard from past attendees, is that you feel like you're right here in the craft room with us, even though you're enjoying it from the comfort of your own home. So I love seeing all of the comments you guys are leaving for things that you have appreciated. I like learning new techniques. I get to try styles or products that I may not otherwise try. Farley says she loves being able to watch live, but also go back and watch all the replays if there's something she missed or didn't catch. So lots of other... And Sally says she likes watching the professionals make mistakes. There are always a few little things that are like, whoops, that didn't quite go as planned. And so you get to see how we respond in the moment, and there's always a way to cover up any mistake you make, or just flip that paper over. We have really special paper here at Tailored Expressions. It has 2 sides. And sometimes we have to use both of them. And if that doesn't work, it's just paper and you grab another one. So, all right. Well, that is Virtual Stamp Joy. Very exciting. Again, get signed up before November 19th. You can find it on our website. If you want more information, there's all kinds of FAQs that are answered. And then all of the information that you need about the class themes that we have, the pricing. You can go to our website and just click on that banner that's on the home page. It will say Virtual Stamp Joy, and that will take you to all of the information. And then there's a big button on that page that says register here. So you can click on that and get registered. All right, let's talk about our next big thing. This is one of my favorite times of the year. It is Advent calendar time.
Woo!
Yes.
You guys.
So big.
I can't wait. I have so many aches. They've turned into like shrieks.
Yes. I am so excited about this year's Advent calendar. It makes me happy, and I think it's going to be super fun for us to enjoy this during the month of December. So many of you pre-ordered your Advent calendar during the summertime. And if you did that, then some of your Advent calendars are starting to ship today. We have a truck coming to get, I think, 9 pallets is what we're starting with. That's not even all of them. So they'll be back to get more. But if you did pre-order, then rest assured this Advent calendar is on its way to you. This is actually what it looks like. We had to change, if you're used to the red box, we had to change the box this year because it got too big. Oopsie, that was my fault. Did I accidentally do too much? Maybe. But yes, you are getting this cute box. It's got the fun Advent calendar sticker on it. If you did not pre-order your Advent calendar, then you have the opportunity to grab one before they run out. So we have limited quantities on our website right now that you can grab. If you just go search Advent calendar on the Tailored Expressions website, you will find what we have left, and you can go ahead and grab these. So I wanted to open this up just to kind of give you a little peek of what's inside. Now, I know everybody has their own kind of way that they like to do Advent calendars. I would really encourage you to wait to open the gifts each day of December. It kind of just makes the season more fun. I know not everyone wants to do that, so some of you will open your gifts before the actual day. And if you do that, please no spoilers on our fan page or anywhere on the internet. We would really appreciate that. just because everybody wants to enjoy it a little bit differently. And so if someone wants to wait and get that daily surprise, don't spoil the surprise for them. So we will be allowing people to post about their daily gift on our fan page each day, anytime after noon Central Time. So give everybody until noon, and if you know you aren't able to open your gift until later that day, then don't go on the fan page, because there may be some talk about that day's gift. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna open this up, give you a peek.
You're gonna show them a peek?
I'm gonna show them a peek. Yes, okay, so here's the big box. If you pre-ordered, you will receive this special gift. We will be using this throughout the Advent Calendar Lives. It's up to you. If you want to open this on day one with your day one gift, you can. If you want to open it right away, you can do that as well. But this is our special gift to those who pre-ordered the Advent Calendar. And if you did not, then you will not have this in there, but you will get all of the rest of this goodness. So we have here our schedule for the parties that we'll be having on Facebook. Each Friday, we'll be having a live where I will be using the fun things that you get in your Advent Calendar bags. Look at these, 25 of them. So much crafty goodness in here and useful stuff. So not little trinkets that you won't find a use for. I think we really try hard to make everything coordinate together and give you those ideas to make the projects in the moment as well. So that is our Advent Calendar. Don't miss out this year. If you have a crafty friend who might want one, you can grab one for them as well. It would make an amazing, very generous crafty friend gift. All right. I think I'm doing it, Whitney. Oh, there's so much to talk about.
So much to talk about.
I know, I'm trying to keep it all straight in my head. Okay, so let's talk about freebies, because this is the first time I've seen you guys since we have turned the month to November. So we have our 100 plus freebie this month, and it is called Bloomcore Print. How gorgeous is this? So Bloomcore is a word that describes the use of florals in an aesthetic or in artwork. So if you're wondering what Bloomcore means, then maybe you Google it and figure out maybe that's a new word in your repertoire. But this is called Bloomcore Print and features these beautiful blooms in a background that's sized to fit nicely on an A2 card. Now, I do want to give you a heads up that because we have our Black Friday specials coming later this month, we will have a different freebie, tiered freebie happening during Black Friday. So make sure that if you want this Bloomcore print, don't wait until Black Friday. This will be our freebie throughout the season of crafting if you are familiar with that. If not, definitely you will be getting some information on Season of Crafting soon too. November is a big month around here for sure. So let's take a look at some of the samples that Jill created using this beautiful stamp. Jill's so good. I love this, how she created a technique called spotlighting, where she took different portions of that image and made them colored to kind of stand out from the rest, and then just lining them up, making them pop even further with a scalloped frame around the outside. And super cute, super simple. Another simple one. Jill is a master of multicolored background stamping. We did this technique at Stamp Joy this fall, and we're actually going to be doing it at our staycation for those of you who are joining. So you'll get tips and tricks on how to get that beautiful blend of color on a background stamp. So stay tuned for more info on that if it's something you love to try and haven't had a chance to kind of master that skill yet. And then she also did one where she used a masking stencil and kind of blocked off the outer edge of her card here, and then created the beautiful blend with the stamping over the top. So many things you can do with this. And guess what? You guys are going to want to mark your calendar because Heather is going to be on the live this Thursday and she's using this stamp. And I've seen her card. Didn't you think her card was just so unique? So if you're looking for an anniversary card idea, then definitely tune in. You will be in for a treat on Thursday for Heather's live when she uses that. And then my favorite part of the month, I let Susan do this for me last month.
I can't believe you did that.
I know, it is.
You shared the joy.
I shared a little bit of the joy of taking our monthly free gift with any purchase. So you will get this little bag with any purchase you make at Tailored Expressions through the month of November. We have a different one each month, and we've been collecting them on our Pretty Postage collection card. We're getting down there. We have November and December, and since it's November, I get to open up our little gift and show you guys the cute little postage stamp we get this month. Look at that. We have that cute little scene that looks like trees on a rolling hill with the blowing wind in the background. This actually reminds me of what I saw yesterday while driving through the cornfields of Iowa. We made a little trip to the state volleyball tournament with my girls yesterday. Our team won, so we're heading back again on Wednesday, where hopefully they win again and make it to the championship. But just going through the kind of rural Iowa and seeing those.
So many gorgeous leaves this year.
So many. A lot of them are blowing away.
Yes. I wonder if it's because we hit autumn later this year.
Maybe.
Oh.
It was a really pretty fall around here.
It was.
So when you get this, it's going to have a backing piece on it. So just peel that. This piece is garbage. And then this is the cling mount that will stick to your Misty lid or your acrylic block, and also the back of your panel. It looks like we already have one on there. And I have a little treat for you today. If you're paying attention while I'm sharing my samples, you will get a sneak peek of the final December postage stamp. I don't get to spill tea very often, so gonna spill a little bit of tea. Okay, so we're also going to be using the Pretty Postage collection to create today. I didn't do too much talking. We're gonna make some calendars. So this is the time of year that we all take out those calendars that we've maybe collected and haven't used yet. It is time to start making your friends and family a gift that will keep on giving all year long. So we have the mini tear-off calendars and the square tear-off calendars. And if I take one and just tear off this front page, it's just a way for us to showcase the product there and get our item number and UPC on there. But when you tear that off, you have the all the months of the year in this little tiny calendar, and there are so many things that you can do with this. And then we, I believe it was a couple years ago, released a square version of this that fits with some of our other calendar making products and has a little bit different look to it. So I'm going to show you some ideas if you want to get started on making those calendars. I try to do something a little bit different each year. So we have something using both of these calendars. Here comes your little tea that I am spilling. I used the postage stamp collection. So this happens to be all 12 months of the postage stamp collection. And I've placed it on a panel here. I die cut each one of them, arranged them around the outside, and happy accident, they fit perfectly around the edge of this square calendar. So really fun way to decorate this. I plan to put some magnet on the back and use this as a fridge calendar because I think it's the perfect way to just each month you get to enjoy this cute artwork all year long and just tear the month away as it passes. Now something you might notice a little bit different here, I have, you can see, this is how the calendar comes to you, just plain like this. I wanted to dress it up just a little bit, so I made myself a mask using acetate. I just cut one of our rectangle blocks out of acetate and used that almost like a stencil to call out the month of each calendar. So if I flip here, we've got February in pink, March in green, April in yellow, and I just continued on through the year with highlighting that month with a different color ink. So I thought that was a little something fun. It did take a little bit of time, so you can certainly skip that step and it will still look super fun. So yes, good questions. I'm glad you reminded me. I want to talk about the size of this. Susan and Joan asked both, what is the size of this? So if you make a quick note, if you want to remake this, I cut this back square to 5 1/8. I know that seems like a weird measurement, but it is the perfect measurement to be able to just overlap those postage stamps ever so slightly so you don't see any of the white on the kind of detailing around the edge. And that's going to give you the exact size that you need in order to create this piece. So 5 1/8 inch square is what I glued everything down to. And I actually arranged all of these first, just kind of placing that in the middle but not gluing it down. And then I wanted it to stand up a little bit to have some dimension and depth. So I actually put 2 layers of foam tape underneath my calendar so that it looks like a framed art piece and kind of sticks out of the middle a little bit more. Love it. Yes, thank you, Diana. She has noted it in the comments. 5 1/8 inch. That is the size of that square. There are going to be some other measurements today because the calendar that we're going to be making together is actually something you could make for just about anyone in your life. And you know what the best part is? It mails flat. We all love something that mails flat, right?
Yes.
So here is our little flat calendar, but there's a surprise coming. I'm going to show you how to create this easel so that you can fold this calendar up, tuck it behind our little loop here, and it becomes a desktop calendar that sits upright, just like that.
What?
I know, right?
That's adorable.
So simple. And then when you want to take it down, you just fold it down and it folds completely flat. Like there isn't even any dimension on that. That would mail perfectly fine, just like a card. And then tucked in, this little space right here leaves you just the right amount if you want to adhere, like a little Post-it notepad. They had some really cute ones, different colors at Target. I have just some plain Post-it notepads here, so up to you what colors you want to use. But that's another thing you could include. If you're mailing it flat, maybe you just include this as an extra with some adhesive on the back. And you could even trace a square on here that says place Post-it notes here so that your recipient knows that they just glue the Post-it notepad down, and there you have your little desk calendar. So let's look at some of the... You love it?
Yes, do I get it?
Are you gonna make these?
Yes!
You could make these.
Okay, I'll craft a lot.
So there are some other ways, there are tons of ways actually that you could decorate these, and that's why I said you could really do this for anyone on your list this year. So maybe you have a mom or a mother-in-law that wants pictures of the grandkids. So just put a picture up here of your family and they will love to see that all year long. Or maybe you have a significant other, maybe something a little bit more masculine if that's something that you are creating for brother-in-law, uncle, dad, those kind of things. This is what I created for my dad or my brother-in-law. They both share the same initial B. So this one, I used our Argyle background stamp and stencil, and again, it just sits up right there. I used our stitched alphabet for the monogram, and really sweet and simple. Now the one we're gonna make today together is this one. You can see, let me see if I can explain here. So one of the important parts of making these, if you want to mail them, you need to make sure that this part that pops up off of your calendar, off of your easel, is not any taller than your card base, so that when it folds down, it still takes up that same A2 size footprint. And there are different ways you can do this. Like this one, I adhered a smaller pink piece to the top portion of my fold. On this one, I took an entire background piece and adhered it just to the bottom portion. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. So it fits, if this were a card, it would fit with an equal border all the way around the outside. And then when you fold that up, you see it still stays inside that footprint when you want to take it down. Now this one is a little bit different because I wanted to showcase our postage stamps. I created a piece that's a 3 by 3 inch square. That's what we're going to be using for this white part. And again, just adhered it along the fold. So some different ways that you can accomplish this, but again, just making sure that when you adhere that, this piece doesn't go above the fold line, or you won't be able to put it in an envelope. All right, so let's get to making one. You guys are going to be so surprised at how easy this is. I
like easy.
Love it. Yes. Push the easy button with this year's calendars. Okay, so you start with something we are all very familiar with, which is an A2 card base that is top folding. So you would score this normally at 5.5. Let me just make sure this is 4 1/4, and we're gonna go ahead and score it at 5.5. And then we're gonna fold that in half. Super easy. Give it a good crease. Just like that, you have your normal card base. Now, we want to, let's say this is the front of our card base. We want this part to kind of come under and tuck into the bottom of our card base. So I'm going to take the front of my card base and I'm going to score it halfway between here, the score line we already did, and the end. So if this is 5.5, we just need to split that in half at 2 3/4, and we'll go ahead and score that, and then we'll fold that back into the card so that you have something like this. Super easy, right? Two scores, 2 folds, and now I'm going to give you my kind of fun little discovery. So sometimes dies that aren't intended for a purpose end up working really well for something else. And in this case, I took a die that we call the gift card notch. And it looks like this. It was created specifically to kind of give you a half circle notch so that you can stick your gift card in there. So the spacing between these 2 notches is perfect for a gift card size. Now, the other thing that's great about this is no thinking, no measuring. This piece is connected together, and I'm going to take and open up my card, and on this back piece that has no scoring on it, I am going to center this and adhere that down. I'll bring my die cut machine over so we're ready to kind of go here. Okay, so center it, tack it down in the middle. Now, as you run this through your die cut machine, there is plenty of space here in the middle that has no cut line on it. It's just a connector so that these stay perfectly spaced for you. But the important part of this project is you do not want to cut this notch up here. You only want to cut this one. So we're going to push this through the machine first, and as soon as our rollers go over this piece, we're going to go back the other direction so that we don't cut that part. This is the one that's up by the fold, and that's the one we don't want to cut. We want to cut this one that's down farther into the card base. So we'll grab this here. And another way you can do it is actually just not place your piece underneath your clear pad, because anything not underneath the clear pad won't cut. So if you just hang that off the edge and just place your clear pad over this one that you want to cut, that will also do the trick. And then you don't have to go back and forth because you know that edge that's hanging off is not going to cut. So then we pull that up, and you can see I've got one little notch cut here, and I'm going to just kind of pull it forward like this. And then when we want to rest this, you have the perfect easel for your project, the perfect little stopper for your easel. Does that make sense? Okay. How are we doing, Whitney?
great.
Okay.
People would like you to post the dimensions of the card after you get done doing the live.
Oh, yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's just a normal card base. So just your normal 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2. So we actually also provide these on in our store as heavyweight card bases. So you could buy them already pre-cut and pre-scored, and all you'd have to do is add this second score line. So 4 1/4 by 11 is the measurement of this card base, and then we put the score line in half and then in half again. So I can post all of that, or if you afterwards, if you go back and watch, I think it'll make sense too.
Thank you.
All right, so on this bottom part then is where our calendar is going to rest. We have created a set of stacklets. So this is a previously released product. These are our mini tear-off calendar stacklets, and they are designed to provide you with the perfect layering piece for your calendars. The second die here is the layer that fits just perfectly around the calendar. Then if you want a second layer on the calendar, you can grab this one. And then this guy is a kind of a stitched nested die that fit inside of here. If you want something to go above your calendar, you can decorate this piece. Lots of different options for that one. So what I have done is cut the layer of the mini tear-off calendar stacklets, and I cut it from my new favorite color, sweet corn. Isn't that a great color?
Yes.
And you can adhere that over the top here. And I just use, sometimes I use sticky tape, sometimes I just use regular tape runner with a few extra strips of adhesive to adhere that perfectly centered on there. All right, so there it is. We can tear off this front piece and it is ready to go on this bottom part. I'm not going to adhere it quite yet. Let's work on our top piece. As I mentioned before, I have already cut this piece of white cardstock at 3 inches by 3 inches, and it's actually going to tuck down just a little ways underneath here when we adhere it, because again, we want to make sure that it doesn't go above the top fold of our card, so that when we put this all together, it's going to stick up here and only be adhered with this one strip of adhesive at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to do some stamping of our postage stamps. Stamping and coloring. I'll grab my Misty for this. It was a tough choice to come up with my 4 that I wanted for my calendar. That's why I like that 12 options where you get to use all 12, because you don't have to decide which ones you're going to leave behind. But for this calendar, I went with the Rainbow Cloud. Of course, that one probably isn't very surprising. The Sunshine, the Flower, and the Bee. I did see somebody ask if you maybe didn't get an order placed during a certain month. How do you catch up with your postage collection? Well, they are, after the month is over, they become available for sale on our website. So if you just go search Pretty Postage, you will be able to find all of the months except December and November. So those won't be released until after those months are over. But all of the others are there and available, and you can just pick and choose whichever months you may have missed out on.
And it comes with the, did you say it comes with the little sticker?
I did not say that. It does still come with the little sticker in the package. So even if you're ordering them after they were a freebie, the sticker comes with it, just to make sure that you have something to label your collection card with. And you can purchase those collection cards on the website as well. Just the plain laminated cards. Who's excited about our every order freebie next year?
Oh my!
I know, me.
It's like we just keep outdoing ourselves. We're just like, we can think of something, and then we think really hard, and it's amazing.
Oh, I'm so excited. excited. We have been really busy in production for all 12 months of next year's collectible freebie. So hope you guys are here for it. It will start January 1st.
Woo!
All right.
How did January just like sneak up on us?
I know. I don't love it.
I don't love it either.
I started thinking about Christmas the other day and I was just, I don't know. Let's just not talk about it. Sometimes if I just don't think about the things, then I am okay.
Someone on the live last year said this to me and it made my world so much better. They said, you can buy all the presents in one day. They were just like, just remember, you can buy all the presents in one day. And I'm like, well, that's actually true. Just set aside one day.
They were just kind of giving you permission?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why I never thought of that. I thought I had to go buy presents like throughout the year. And I just, I'm like not that coordinated.
I know. I do kind of feel like when I do that, though, I get whatever's left, you know.
That's true.
And then I feel like my gifts aren't as, well thought out. Or I've gotten there with my kids before where they want this certain pair of boots or shoes or whatever. And then, they don't have their size. But I'm not beyond just giving them a printed picture of what they're going to get later.
Yes, me too.
Here's your gift because I was too late.
Yes. Okay, so we have a question about these monthly freebies.
Okay.
Marcia said she's not familiar with them. So can you talk a little bit about our every order freebie that comes out new every month?
Yes. So every month with every order, we have a new freebie, and sometimes it's been a die, sometimes it's a stamp. This year it was a stamp collection. So in two ways. It was actually postage stamp imagery and also a rubber stamp. So every time you place an order, doesn't matter how much, you will get this freebie stamp that comes with a little sticker, and then you can kind of use your stickers to add to this collection card and collect all of your freebies. All right, so thank you, Whit. Are people asking about the marker colors? Mm-hmm. So I used YO 2.3 and 2.5 were the first two colors that I used. And now I'm using BG 2.4. And then, I think I'm not going to highlight with my BG yet. Okay.
I love the every order. I feel like it's so much fun to see that little tiny gifty in your package.
Yes.
And then I love how useful it is, and it works seamlessly in the collection for so many different things. You could make a card, and I love the seasonalities. I love the whole thing.
We really have done a lot of different things with it this year, haven't we? We've showed how to use it in a lot of different ways. Calendars, cards, tags. We even did some treat containers. So I'm highlighting a little bit with this darker blue color. This is BG 2.7. And then I am going to come back with my lighter blue marker again, the BG 2.5. And we'll pull that color out just a touch. I need to come back to the yellow because I forgot to do my lighter yellow is going to be the third stripe. And then my darker yellow, which is actually a little more like a honey orangey color, is going to be the second stripe. I've got a few pink details in here. The first stripe in my rainbow is RV 1.3. And then my little flowers underneath the B. And then I'll take RV 1.5 and add just a little touch of shading to those. I have BK for my black on the bumblebee, and then my greens are YG 1.2 and 1.4. So we've got the stripe here, and then the flower leaves, or the leaves on the flowers. I think these leaves are just too small to color. And then a little bit darker to add some shading in there. And then my last color is going to be CG1, and I'm just going to add a couple flicks of gray to the edges of these clouds to kind of, when you outline something with gray, it actually makes it look more white. So just a touch of that with a 0 marker to draw it in towards the center. Just erase those kind of harsh contrasting lines. All right, so you can see that I have colored the inside portions of the postage stamp. Now, if you want to color the outside, you love coloring and you want to do that, you can. Otherwise, what I'm going to be using today is our Pretty Postage collection. So this has this outer postage frame here. It also has the pieces that you can cut the insides. So we're going to cut the insides out of these frames, and we're going to glue them behind our die cut frames. Now, I have more than one set of the Pretty Postage. I believe it comes 2 per package, 2 of each type. So I think I have 2 sets here instead.
We do have 2 sets, because we were die cutting quite a few in the beginning.
Yes.
We wanted a multiple.
Well, especially if you want to make that calendar that has 12 of them, or you just want to be able to do a few more at a time. We did put 2 in the set, but grab yourself an extra set. It will save your
die cutting time.
Save your time for running that through your machine for sure. Okay, so we're going to die cut these first. Grab my other 2. These are the smaller squares. The larger squares that are in the Pretty Postage set will actually cut out the full postage stamp. So that fits all the way around. If you have colored the edge and you just want to use that, that's what the large square is for. And then these small squares fit around the inside of the postage. Okay, let me bring in my die cut machine again. Now that I'm done coloring, I'll back out just a little bit. We'll run these through first. Susan, I have no idea about the full set of Olos, so I will have to check with somebody on that. She was wondering if those would be back in stock soon.
Let me check on it.
Okay, before I put my die cut machine away, then let's go ahead and cut the outer postage frames. I'm going to grab all 4 of my dies so we can do these all at the same time. The color combination that I'm using for my project is dill pickle. It's kind of a big dill. I always, whenever I think of dill pickle, that I have to, my kids had a shirt when they were little that said, "I'm kind of a big deal." And then you can extend that to pickles. Okay, so dill pickle, dragon fruit, tropical punch, and sweet corn are the 4 colors that I used on this. Now, here's my clear plate. Put that over the top. These little squares of cardstock were great for our inspiration color swatch cards, so I don't throw those away. Keep those. Okay. I think my die cutting is done, so I can move this out of the way. And we'll go ahead and start putting this together. Hey, maybe I don't need it. I was gonna say my glue press.
Oh, I have it right here.
Thank you.
Yes.
I could probably do it with the tape runner, but just putting a little bit of tape runner around that, and it looks like my rainbow is the one that has the teal around the outside, and then we want to cover up the black line with that frame. So when it's all done, it looks like that.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'll do the green one. Thank you.
Yes.
Whitney got it all set up for me. Okay, the flower. I don't know. Sometimes I do think it might be easier to do this. Now that I'm doing it with tape runner, I kind of like that it's not gooing out. And this is such a fine, small piece that this has been maybe the easier way to do it. Go ahead and make sure that black
I like
line.
that.
I know. All right, and our bumblebee with the pink flowers is gonna go down here. Okay, so we have our 4 little postage stamps done. Now we can put them on our 3x3 square, and they're gonna just center on there. I like to lay them down, kind of eyeball where they're gonna fall. And then I'll use my foam tape. Do we have the foam tape squares? Yes. That would be nice, thank you. So we'll get these kind of perfectly arranged on there, and then I pick them up one by one and just place them back down again. I know everybody's eyeball skills are a little bit different, so if you want to grab your card maker's ruler and kind of do it that way, you can. So we'll go ahead with our pink one down here first. I'm just going to put one foam square on there. And pop that into the bottom corner. First one is always the most important. All right, number 2. I see Melanie trying to get it out of me. What is the gift for next year? Well, you'll have to wait. I'm not spilling that tea today. Eeks! Okay. Looking good.
You were right. This is easy.
Okay.
I can do this.
Quick, easy, cute. 3 words that mean a lot to me. All right, so we have our little piece there. 4 of our little postage stamps on a 3x3 piece. Now, one thing that I added to all of my calendars, just because I felt like when you popped this up, it just got a little bare on the underneath side. I wanted something there. If you are going to put Post-it notes, then some of it's going to get covered up, but not all of it. So I thought it was worthwhile to stamp this bottom part and just get a little bit of kind of fun down there. And I just did tone on all of these. So the one we're making now uses the wonky grid background. This one with the Argyle, I just took the plain diagonal stamp from the Stamp and Stencil set and just stamped that onto the bottom. And then my rainbow all the things has the cute playful plaid in the bottom. So kind of up to you, but I thought it was a fun addition. So I'm going to get out my Misty again, and we'll go ahead and stamp that before we assemble this all together. Take these off. All right, I don't need my magnets for this. And I want to make sure that my whole piece kind of fits in here. So I want it to be closer towards the bottom. So I'm actually going to place my stamp right about here. And then we are going to pick that up. I'm going to stamp just this top part here across the top. Actually, I'll just go ahead and do the whole thing, but I'm just going to very lightly stamp it onto the base of my Misty. And then I can see exactly where I want to line this up. So the base that I'm going to be stamping is this part that has the little notch cut into it. You can kind of fold the notch back down so it gets stamped as well. But then we're going to take this score line and line it up with that top of the stamp. So you can see left to right here how that is kind of aligned in there just perfectly. Now we can take the magnet, place it up here away from our stamp, and go ahead and ink this with a little more intentionality than I did last time. Again, this is Wonky Grid, and I'm using tone-on-tone stamping with the Tropical Punch. And now we have our backdrop stamped. And this is, again, going to pop up just like that. We've got our little easel created, and now all we need to do is assemble. So let's go ahead and place our calendar down towards the bottom. I'm not going to adhere it quite yet because this is the important part. As I've said several times, you want to make sure that the top of your calendar piece that you're adhering does not go above your fold line, so that if you want to fold this down and mail it, it will still fit into a normal envelope. So what I'm going to do is just take this piece and kind of make it go completely flush with the top of my fold line there and just center it on there. And then you can see here how it kind of fits right in that area. And I'm going to take a pencil actually, and I'm just going to mark on the cardstock. Now this is not going to be seen because we're going to take this calendar then and kind of place it over the top. But for this purpose, I only want to adhere the bottom portion of this calendar to right underneath this fold line, just like that. Because when it folds up, you want this piece to stick up into the air. If you were to attach it to the whole piece, then you just have a card base and you don't have a folding element. So you're just adding a little bit of adhesive to the bottom of this calendar. I'm going to use the 1/8 inch sticky tape. This is nice and thin. Make sure I've got the right side there, but it's very sticky. So I'll just tack that down along this bottom edge here. You can tear it with your fingers, which makes it another time-saving, nice and fast option. I am gonna grab, nope, I don't have my die pick.
Oh,
do I?
I must have stolen all of them.
I am gonna grab my die pick because my fingernails are not able to grasp this tape, but it's super easy.
They're all missing.
All of them?
We have a die pick thief.
I'll just use the edge of my
use your
scissors.
katana?
I'll just use the edge of my scissors.
Okay.
But if you have a die pick, it works nicely for peeling this tape off. And again, I put those little pencil marks on there, so I'm just centering it. And you found it? Yeah. It was in there?
It was in there.
Was it just like falling over?
Yes.
Because I reached down.
It didn't want to be used.
All right, so give it a good press. Even turn it over and really press on the back so that that adhesive gets tacked down. And then we're going to take this piece of the calendar and lace it over the top. And these are going to overlap each other just a little bit. I want to center it on there and leave myself a little bit of that space down at the bottom so I can see the blue, the teal cardstock. And then this pops up just like this. Your little tab can fit kind of behind the months of the calendar if it needs to. And you've got your fun easel. What do you guys think?
I love it.
Let me bring in some of the others so we can see them. Again, if you prefer to make one more like a fridge magnet, you can put some magnetic strips on the back of this and create a full year of postage stamps around one of our square tear-off calendars. And then I have these other versions here as well. We've got our rainbow all the things. That's that fun painterly stencil that we have. Loved how that turned out. And then a more kind of masculine monogram version. And you've got your, yay. So I hope you're feeling inspired to create all of these fun calendars for all the people. I really do think calendars are such a fun way to kind of, it's the gift that keeps on giving. And they can keep seeing you and thinking of you as they set that up on their desk. Again, we have lots of calendar making products. So if you want to do something more advanced or intense, you can do separate monthly calendar pieces that you display on the desktop. But this is just a really simple way to give a little gift with some thought and care. So hello, everyone. I'm seeing lots of people that are kind of joining in late, it looks like, but glad you made it. And feel free again, if you're watching on replay, to leave those comments, and I would love to interact with you later as well. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget, sign up for Virtual Stamp Joy. If you haven't done that already, you can check out our information page by clicking on the banner on our homepage of our website. And if you haven't gotten your advent calendar, this is last call for advent calendars. We have a few left, limited quantities, so grab that if you want. And mark your calendar for Heather on Thursday. She will be here showing you some fun with our other freebie, our $100 freebie of the month. So yes, lots going on. Have a wonderful